Hey BookFed family, and welcome back. Today, we are diving deep into some truly transformative ideas, drawing inspiration from wisdom that can reshape how we approach our days, our goals, and even our challenges. We are going to explore how seemingly small habits can build incredible discipline, why the people around us are so crucial, where our real strength comes from, and how to not just face adversity, but to grow stronger because of it. This is powerful stuff, so let's get fed. You know, it often starts with the simplest things. The text we are drawing from highlights and act as basic as making your bed. If it was done, then at least one thing is found organized. It's these little things that give peace to the mind and make you realize that not everything is scattered. Now, imagine if you make this a daily morning habit, how many things could change? This habit sets discipline in your mind. It's your first win of the day, a small sense of pride that encourages you to tackle the next task, and then the next. This isn't just about a neat room, it's about instilling a pattern of accomplishment. Like a soldier who approaches every task with discipline, this small habit can ripple out and affect everything else you do. When you start handling small tasks with honesty and completion, even the bigger, more daunting ones begin to feel more approachable. We often think big changes require extraordinary actions, but in reality, transformative change often comes from the consistency of these small, daily disciplines. Making your bed is a tiny step, but it gradually fortifies your mindset. Many of us have felt that desire. I want to do something big, but where do I even start? The most straightforward answer is often to begin by taking these small things seriously. Waking up and making your bed, putting your shoes in their proper place, clearing a glass from the table to the sink, these might seem minor. But as you consistently do them, your thinking itself starts to become more organized, more focused. And think about this, has doing something good first thing in the morning ever set a positive tone for your entire day? Maybe saying a cheerful, good morning, to someone, or a small act of kindness. Making your bed can have a similar effect. When you start your day with intention and order, your mind tends to follow that positive pattern. Conversely, if your first act is one of carelessness or procrastination, that feeling can linger. Postponing that first small task can lead to a whole day of postponing. So, cultivating the habit of doing one small thing correctly can genuinely set your mood and mindset for everything that follows. What's fascinating is that when you consistently adopt a habit, it gradually becomes part of your identity. If you make your bed every single morning, it contributes to you becoming a more disciplined person. Others might see it as trivial, but you'll understand it's not just about straightening a bedsheet, it's about training your mind for discipline and responsibility. Even if you're rushed one day and miss it, you might feel like something is incomplete. That's the power of habit, it instills an internal sense of order. Now, let's shift our focus slightly. Think about tackling a really big, overwhelming task. If you've built a habit of managing small things well, your mind is more likely to approach that big task by saying, okay, let's break this down into smaller, manageable parts. This mindset, cultivated through small daily actions, helps you see even complex challenges as approachable. Confidence from completing small tasks helps you realize that all big successes are built on a series of smaller steps. Making your bed is one of those foundational steps, teaching you to conquer small goals before aiming for the larger ones. And this positive habit doesn't just impact you, it impacts your environment. A clean, organized space tends to foster positive feelings, which in turn influences your focus and productivity. If life feels chaotic, sometimes the best starting point is to bring order to the small things immediately around you. As you regain control over these little areas, you'll often find that bigger things start to fall into place more easily. So, that simple act of making your bed? See it as your first victory of the day, one that can pave the way for many more. Now, a crucial point, no one achieves significant success entirely alone. Behind every great accomplishment, there's often a team, supportive friends, family, a network. Yet, it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking, I don't need anyone, I can do it all myself. Here at BookFed, we often explore the power of connection, and this wisdom strongly reinforces that. The reality is, with the right people by your side, the journey becomes smoother, and your goals can be reached more efficiently. Imagine being stuck on a tough problem. Having a friend who can offer guidance, or even just lend a listening ear, makes a huge difference, right? You feel lighter. That's the power of not going it alone. When you surround yourself with people who genuinely understand and support your aspirations, they don't just help you practically, they also provide crucial motivation. Remember learning something new and challenging as a child, like riding a bicycle? There was probably someone there, a parent, a sibling, a friend, holding on, encouraging you, picking you up when you fell. Life is very much like that. Insisting on navigating everything solo can sometimes lead to getting stuck. But with the right companions, the path becomes more manageable. This isn't to say you shouldn't strive for self-reliance. But in many situations, especially complex ones like starting a business, trying to do everything yourself, marketing, sales, finance, development, can be overwhelming and inefficient. Building a team, collaborating with individuals who possess diverse skills, leads to faster and better outcomes. It's about recognizing strengths, both your own and others. Having the right people in your life is invaluable, individuals who share similar goals, who can genuinely help you progress, and who believe in your potential. However, this also means being discerning. Not everyone deserves a place in your inner circle. Some people might unintentionally or intentionally belittle your dreams, try to pull you down, or erode your confidence. So, choosing your companions wisely is paramount. This applies not just to your professional life, but deeply to your personal life as well. Having people who understand you, support you, and celebrate your joys makes life infinitely richer. A supportive friend can be a game changer when you're down. When someone truly believes in you, it amplifies your belief in yourself. And here's an interesting dynamic. You tend to become like the people you surround yourself with. If your close circle is hardworking and driven, you'll likely feel more motivated. If they're positive thinkers, it will influence your own outlook. It's a cycle. The people around you profoundly impact your thoughts and habits. So, if success is what you are aiming for, take a good look at your network. Are they inspiring you to reach higher, or are they holding you back? Do they offer constructive guidance when you're off track, or do they dismiss your concerns? The right people are a genuine source of strength. But remember, this is a two-way street. The support you seek from others is the same support you should be willing to offer. A strong team or relationship isn't just about receiving, it's equally about giving. When you support others, that positive energy often finds its way back to you. Don't let a fear of vulnerability or a lack of trust prevent you from seeking help or collaboration. Asking for help when you need it isn't weakness, it's wisdom. If someone knows more than you or does something better, learn from them without shame. Every successful person has learned from others along their journey. Teamwork, at its core, is also about trust. When you trust someone, and they trust you, a powerful bond forms. This bond can be what holds you steady during turbulent times. Think of highly effective units, like in the military. Their cohesion comes from an unshakable trust in each other, knowing their comrades have their back. That same principle applies in our personal and professional lives. If you have people you can truly rely on, even the toughest journeys feel more navigable. So, if you ever feel isolated, reflect. Have you cultivated relationships with people who champion your dreams? It's never too late to start building that supportive team. Remember, virtually every significant achievement in history had a team behind it. Now, let's talk about where real, impactful strength comes from. Often, society places a lot of emphasis on external factors, someone's physical appearance, their status, their degrees, their background. But the profound truth is, the most significant difference isn't made by these external attributes, but by the courage and determination residing within a person's heart. How many times have we witnessed someone who seemed ordinary on the surface accomplish something truly extraordinary? It's because their greatest asset was their inner willpower, their unshakable spirit, not just their outward presentation. If success were solely dependent on external advantages like strength or beauty, the world's achievers would look very different. In reality, victory most often belongs to those who persevere with unwavering effort and courage to reach their goals. It's easy to feel we lack certain resources, or haven't had the right education, or aren't as smart as others. But what's far more crucial is the intensity of our inner drive to prove ourselves, to achieve what we set out to do. If you look at the stories of truly successful individuals, a common thread is their indomitable spirit. They didn't give up, no matter how arduous the path. Everyone stumbles, everyone falls at some point. But the one who finds the strength to rise again is the true victor. Life will inevitably present difficulties, but the capacity to endure them and keep moving forward isn't found in one's appearance or background. That power resides deep within the heart. Imagine a competition where your opponent seems physically stronger. If you possess a genuine, burning desire to win, your true strength will be amplified by your hard work, your strategy, and your patience. This isn't just a concept for sports, it applies to every facet of life. When you have that driving passion and stubborn persistence, no obstacle can ultimately stop you. Often, people feel they lack grand opportunities and thus can't advance. But history is replete with examples of individuals who achieved phenomenal success despite coming from backgrounds with scarce resources. Study the lives of great innovators, artists, athletes, or entrepreneurs. Many started with virtually nothing in terms of material advantages. What they possessed in abundance was their passion, their unwavering commitment. And that, ultimately, is what matters most. It's worth asking ourselves, how often do we abandon a pursuit simply because it seems too difficult? Did we genuinely attempt to overcome the challenge, or did we capitulate because someone else suggested it was beyond our capabilities? True success often comes to those who dare to think and act beyond their perceived limitations. If you have a sincere desire to achieve something, you absolutely can. Many are hesitant to aim for big things because they doubt their own intelligence or strength. But if raw talent or intellect were the sole determinants of success, then everyone born into privilege would succeed, and everyone from humble beginnings would falter. We know this isn't true. The indispensable ingredients for winning are patience, perseverance, and relentless hard work. You'll encounter individuals who appear incredibly impressive on the surface but crumble when faced with real adversity. Conversely, there are those who seem ordinary yet demonstrate incredible resilience when troubles arise, ultimately emerging victorious. This is the stark difference between superficial strength and deep-seated courage. An encouraging aspect is that when you cultivate unwavering self-belief and consistently put in the effort, others begin to believe in you too. Initially, your efforts might go unnoticed, or people might not fully grasp your dedication. But if you remain steadfastly focused on your goals, eventually, those same people might look to you as an example. Think about learning any new skill, it always involves a period of struggle. But those who persist, who don't give up, are the ones who achieve mastery. This isn't dependent on your pedigree or your looks, it's a direct result of your dedication and hard work. There will be times when it feels like everything is stacked against you. People might tell you that you lack the necessary talent or capability. In those moments, you must ask yourself, do I truly want to prove myself? Do I possess the inner fire to conquer any obstacle? If your answer is yes, then nothing and no one can hold you back. While it's true that background can sometimes offer advantages, the ultimate keys to success remain consistent hard work and enduring patience. If you are willing to put in the effort, no circumstance can prevent you from achieving your goals, regardless of your starting point. Whenever you feel a sense of lack, question whether it's a genuine deficiency or merely an excuse. With true passion, no obstacle is insurmountable. No matter how many times you fall, if you possess the courage to rise each time, you are the ultimate winner. The core message here is that your heart, your courage, your spirit, these are far more significant than your height, your appearance, your financial status, or your background. The greatest stories of human achievement are those of individuals who toiled relentlessly, refused to surrender, and remained fiercely committed to their dreams. If you aspire to achieve something significant in your life, concentrate your energy on your effort and your passion. What others say about you matters far less than what you believe about yourself. If you genuinely believe you can do something and dedicate your full effort to it, your success is virtually assured. Your true power lies within you. Your dedication, your patience, and your relentless hard work are what will propel you forward. Never underestimate yourself or believe you are less than anyone else. With genuine passion, no force on earth can stop you from succeeding. Now, let's talk about those times when, despite our best efforts, things just don't go our way. We work incredibly hard, pour everything we have into an endeavor, and yet, the results are disappointing. It can feel like the universe is conspiring against us. This is especially painful when we are convinced we did everything right, yet circumstances still turn sour. The hard truth, as we often discuss here at BookFed, is that life isn't always fair. There will be instances where you give your absolute all and still fall short of your desired outcome. These are the moments that test our resolve, the times we need to gather ourselves and find the strength to move forward, without getting bogged down in questioning why things went against us. Many people, after a significant setback, get stuck. They endlessly replay the perceived injustice, dwelling on what they believe they deserved but didn't receive. They cling to these negative experiences and find it difficult to move on. However, truly successful individuals have a different approach. They accept each setback, learn whatever lessons can be gleaned from it, and then they move forward. They understand that life won't always conform to their plans, and perhaps that's not even necessary. Sometimes, a path that initially seems wrong or like a detour can unexpectedly lead to an even better destination. Whenever you experience failure or something feels profoundly unfair, you essentially have two choices. You can complain, feel victimized, and remain mired in negativity, or you can accept the reality of the situation and channel your energy into redoubling your efforts for the next attempt. The first path leads nowhere productive. The second path, however, opens up opportunities for growth and eventual success. Imagine studying relentlessly for an exam, only to receive a disappointing result. The natural inclination might be to blame yourself, the circumstances, or perceive an injustice. But if you remain stuck in that mindset, your future performance is unlikely to improve. If, instead, you accept the failure and critically analyze what you can do differently and better next time, you create an opportunity for genuine improvement. This fundamental difference in mindset distinguishes an ordinary approach from a successful one. Nothing in life is guaranteed. You might put in tremendous effort and not see an immediate reward. This doesn't mean your hard work was futile. Sometimes, results are delayed, or they manifest in unexpected forms. Therefore, it's crucial to learn to embrace our failures, not as definitive defeats, but as learning opportunities that pave the way for future progress. It's easy to look at others' successes and assume everything always goes right for them, while only we face hardships. But this is rarely the case. Those who appear successful have almost certainly navigated their own share of defeats. The key difference is that they didn't let their losses define them or stop them. Instead, they extracted lessons and continued moving forward. If you allow every minor setback to halt your progress, you'll quickly deplete your strength to continue. It's vital to understand that many things are outside our direct control. We can control our efforts, our preparation, our attitude, but not always the ultimate outcomes. If something doesn't unfold as you hoped, it doesn't invalidate your effort. It simply means you may need to try again, perhaps with a refined strategy or more thorough preparation. Life will present moments where you feel wronged, perhaps a missed promotion, a lost project, or the end of an important relationship. But every time you allow yourself to get bogged down by a setback, you are inadvertently hindering your own progress. This doesn't mean you shouldn't feel pain or sadness, those are natural human emotions. It means you shouldn't allow yourself to remain trapped in that pain indefinitely. If you study the biographies of the world's most accomplished individuals, you'll find a recurring theme: they all failed, often multiple times. They faced rejection and disappointment. But they didn't give up. With each failure, they learned, adapted, and improved themselves. This is the fundamental process of moving forward in life. Whenever something negative happens, ask yourself, am I going to dwell on this indefinitely, or am I going to extract the lesson and use it to propel myself forward? If your default response is, why me, you're unlikely to make much progress. But if you ask, what can I learn from this, you are on the path to growth. Sometimes it feels like we're the only ones experiencing such hardships. But if you open up and talk to others, you'll discover that everyone has their own struggles, their own battles. The difference lies in how people respond. Some succumb to their challenges, while others learn from them and emerge stronger. If you fear failure, consider what that fear is actually doing. Is it paralyzing you, or is it motivating you to work harder, to prepare more diligently? If it's holding you back, a shift in perspective is needed. If it's fueling your determination, you are on the right track. We often wish for complete control over our lives, but the reality is, many things are beyond our direct influence. What we can do is commit to our best effort and cultivate a readiness to accept the outcomes, whatever they may be. If things don't go our way, the constructive response is to strengthen ourselves, rather than succumbing to regret. Crucially, never see yourself as weak. Failure is merely a temporary obstacle, not a final destination. The sooner you internalize this, the quicker you can move forward. Those who don't grasp this often remain ensnared in their own difficulties. But those who do, learn from every stumble and continuously refine themselves. In essence, remember that life won't always unfold according to your script. Things will go against you. You'll feel like it's all wrong. But if you learn from each setback and keep moving, nothing can ultimately stop you. Don't get trapped in past pains, learn from them and forge ahead. And this brings us to a really powerful idea. When it feels like circumstances are spiraling out of control, when you feel you've endured so much and yet another challenge arises, it's easy to feel exhausted and discouraged. But the truth is, these very difficulties are what make us stronger. If you shy away from every challenge, you'll never truly progress. But if you view these challenges as opportunities, you can cultivate a level of strength and capability you might not have known you possessed. The individuals who attain genuine strength are often those who embrace, rather than evade, difficult situations. They understand that more challenges mean more opportunities for self-improvement. It's not always immediately clear how a problem can be beneficial, but with the right perspective, every challenge offers a new lesson. Each time you wrestle with a difficulty, you are building your resilience, strengthening yourself mentally and often physically. Many people prefer the safety of their comfort zone, believing that avoiding risks keeps them secure. But in reality, until you confront new challenges, you may never discover your true potential. It's often when we feel we can endure no more that we find out just how capable we truly are. Look around at successful individuals. Every one of them has navigated significant hardships. Their success isn't due to a lack of problems, but because they didn't let those problems defeat them. They saw them as chances to grow. Imagine learning a new, complex skill, a new language, a musical instrument. Initially, it will feel incredibly difficult, and the temptation to quit will be strong. But if you persist, embracing each small challenge along the way, you will gradually become proficient. Those who give up remain stagnant. Those who persevere achieve mastery. Whenever you face a challenge, you have a choice: retreat in fear, or embrace it as an opportunity to advance. The first path keeps you where you are. The second path cultivates new strength and confidence. Sometimes, when an additional difficulty arises, our first thought is that it's unfair or a setback. But if you can shift your perspective, you might see that this very difficulty is forging you into a stronger, more capable individual. It's expanding your capacity, preparing you for what lies ahead. If you aspire to succeed in any field, you must learn to embrace hardship. It won't be easy. There will be times you feel you can't take any more. But if you hold firm, you'll eventually feel an immense sense of pride for not having given up. An athlete who avoids tough training will never become a champion. Similarly, the difficulties in your life are there to refine you. So, when life seems to be throwing an overwhelming number of challenges your way, try not to see it as an attempt to break you. Instead, consider it another opportunity to build your strength. Each time you grapple with a problem and overcome it, you become ready for the next level. A common mistake is to view difficulties as adversaries, when in fact, they are often catalysts for growth. If you adopt the mindset that every challenge is there to make you better, you'll find it much harder to be defeated by any situation. Every successful person has learned that difficulties are rich with lessons. If you approach every challenge as a teacher, your development will never cease. The more challenges you embrace, the more chances you'll have to prove your capabilities. Remember, each new trial is an invitation to become better. If you accept, you can reach heights you never imagined. If you run, you stay put. The more difficulties life presents, the more opportunities arise for self-improvement. Avoiding challenges means avoiding growth. Embracing them, learning from them, transforms you into a resilient force. Ultimately, every challenge is designed to strengthen you. If you approach each one with the belief that it's making you better, you can triumph in any circumstance. Your true power lies in your ability to embrace difficulties rather than fear them, learning and evolving with each experience. Everyone, at some point, faces tough times. Some retreat, while others use these situations to become even stronger. If you see every challenge as a chance to learn, you'll continually grow. Every hardship teaches a new way forward, and those who internalize these lessons achieve genuine victory. When you're in a difficult period, you can either give up and feel wronged by life, or you can embrace the challenge and extract its wisdom. Those who see problems as working for them, not against them, are the ones who ultimately succeed. It might seem that the harder we try, the more obstacles appear. But these obstacles are often preparing us for bigger opportunities. Overcoming a challenge brings a new sense of inner strength and confidence, fueling your courage to keep going. If you genuinely want to achieve something significant, you must learn to welcome every difficulty. Those who stick to easy paths limit their potential. But those who see every challenge as a new opportunity not only achieve their dreams but also inspire others. Most importantly, trust yourself and understand that no hardship lasts forever. Every tough time passes, but the lessons learned remain. If you keep learning and moving forward, you won't be defeated. And that, book-fed family, is some incredibly profound wisdom to digest. From the power of small, consistent habits like making your bed, to the critical importance of your support system, understanding that true strength comes from within, learning to reframe failure as a lesson, and ultimately, embracing challenges as the very experiences that build us up. What resonated most with you today from these insights? Is there one small habit you are thinking of implementing, or perhaps a way you'll look at challenges differently? I'd love to hear your thoughts and takeaways in the comments below. If this exploration has fed your mind and inspired you, please give this video a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss our next session here at BookFed. We're all about exploring ideas that can genuinely help us grow. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep getting fed.